Hello again, DB here. This is August the 14th, 2010, Saturday evening. Just wanted to make a quick little video, talk about Social Security. Yeah, Social Security. And the Bush tax cuts for the wealthy. Two topics that, if you've noticed, recently have been talked about in mainstream media a lot, and more frequently. Social Security, they're trying to say, they're arguing on TV programs, news programs, that, it was never set up to be a sole means for supporting your retirement. It wasn't set up that way, blah, blah. You know, that's bullshit. FDR set up Social Security to do exactly that. Social Security. Okay, Social Security. That's how he sold that to the American public back in the 30s when he set it up. All it did was enable the federal government to tax income. You know, that's what it was set up for. It's a big federal scam. As it's turned out, it's definitely a big federal scam. Now, I don't know that FDR, maybe he did, but I don't know that he intended future generations of politicians to slap U.S. Treasury notes into the locked box and raid the Social Security fund. Had it been left alone and no IOU stuck in there in the form of Treasury notes, there would be trillions and trillions of dollars sitting in an account somewhere right now, earning buku interest all these years from all these workers that's paid into it. Yeah. It's such a ripoff. People, if you don't realize this, wake up. Shit, wake up. And now they want to move the retirement age up again. Because, the way they talk about it, everybody's living to be 75, 85, 90 years old. And they're out on trail bikes and stuff. They're riding around on trails. They're horseback riding. They're playing polo. They're doing all kinds of stuff at that age. Yeah, that's crap too. That's such a small number that might be doing stuff like that at that age. Most people, when they get to the age 70 years old, they're taking a bunch of pills just to get through the day. Thanks to the system that's set up, Big Pharma, all the GMO food that they've ate in their lifetime, their health's definitely on the way down. That's just facts. Small percentage of the people actually get to do things and enjoy their retirement for 5-10 years. You're one of the fortunate ones if that happens with you. But yeah, Social Security, FDR sold that bill of goods to the American public back in the 30s as a Social Security, as a security in your elderly years. That's how it was sold. That's the way he got it through for the public to accept it, so that the incomes could be taxed. And back then, there was just one income in most cases that was being taxed. Now there's two incomes. If you have a married couple, they both work in most cases. They both pay into it. However, once retirement hits, and say the husband has a higher benefit amount, and he retires and he passes away in a couple of years, the wife is only going to get to collect, the widow is only going to get to collect the greater benefit amount. So she's going to forfeit, in most cases, hers. Not always now. Women are bigger income earners than men often. But she's only going to get to collect one, where the couple had paid into it their entire working lives. And that's the second part of the rip-off of Social Security. And it's bullshit. And, you know, if it wasn't going to benefit the federal government to increase and shuffle the retirement age up, they wouldn't be talking about doing it. They're going to sell it as, well, we need to do this because so many people don't need that. They have 401ks or whatever. There's not a great, I think maybe 20 or 25% of the workforce retires with their 401k intact when they get to retirement age. And the rest count on the Social Security checks. You know, that's how it is. A lot of people cash 401ks out for emergencies or one reason or another before they get to retirement age. And, but yeah, it's a rip-off. Social Security is a rip-off, and the politicians have plundered the fund over the decades, and that's why it's in the condition that it's in right now. Through no fault of the public that's worked and paid their lives, their entire lives, into the system. You know, look on your pay stub every payday and see how much has been taken out. It's based on the income that you earn, whatever income level you're at, you pay, you know, this amount or that amount. But that's one thing. They're really starting to push for this, and it's bullshit. Second thing, the Bush tax cuts on the wealthy. Getting set to expire January 2011. Now, I will be totally amazed if they let these tax cuts expire because too many of the politicians stand to benefit from them staying in place. I kind of liken it to the NAFTA trade agreements of the 90s under the esteemed Bill Clinton, slick Willie that he is. He pushed that. He pushed it hard, and the Republicans jumped right on the boat and the bandwagon with him because they all stood to benefit. You know, they had lobby interests that stood to benefit, so obviously the politicians stood to benefit by NAFTA's passage as well. And that's going to be the same thing with this Bush tax cuts for the wealthy. I think they're going to leave them in place. I will be totally amazed if they let them expire. I don't think they're going to let it expire. Anyway, those were the two topics I wanted to touch on tonight. And thank you for your time, and have a great evening.